woke up this morning, not used to this feeling. There's nothing standing in my way no more. The sun is still breathing, the sea is believing.
Rock City Networks and The Push coming to you from Face the Music 2010. Joining me, Paul O'Gorman on the couch. How are you, sir?
Good, Ben. Very well, thank you.
Yeah, having a good day.
Having a great day. Yeah, and it's good to see so many people here who want to come and find out about how they can get things happening in the business, because it's never easy. And I think the more contact they can have with professionals who have been in the business a long time, then it's great for them.
Professionals such as yourself.
Professionals such as myself. Yeah, exactly.
Now, have you been able to go to any of the panel discussions?
Yep, I've been to. I've just come from the booking agents discussion with Frank Stavala and Richard Moffat and people like that, and that was really good, because there's obviously a lot of guys here who are in bands or solo artists, and they need to get an agent. They need to find a way to get someone to get them gigs, and so it's great to have these guys who basically control the industry, saying, look, do it this way, do it that way, and send stuff in, and the fact that the whole social networking thing has really taken over in terms of becoming awareness of bands and awareness of artists, and the days of slipping a CD in the post are virtually gone now. It's all about what you can create yourself as a band to get the attention of people who are always looking. Everyone's looking. Agents are looking, record companies are looking, lawyers are looking, everybody.
Yeah, and that being said, it also brings us up to a whole new set of problems with the social network. Yeah,
well, it does in a lot of ways. Certainly from an industry point of view, and the selling of CDs and all that sort of stuff, that's really put a huge hole in the business financially. It hasn't, the dichotomy, of course, is that we've never had more people listening to music, so they're more aware of it. But a lot of them have just grown up with the fact that they can just download it and listen to it and have it there, and not think about the livelihood of the people who created it. And that's the tough bit. But there's a lot of upsides, a lot of bands have been able to get themselves out there and create their own industry, and it's helped a lot with live gigs and creating their own profiles without relying on other people to do it, which has been great.
Yeah, it has been great. And as Ian James was saying before, with Europe sort of really taking charge in getting this piracy under control, that he said that is something that absolutely has to happen, otherwise the business will die. Yep.
Yeah, but I say to a few people, I really think we're in the eye of the storm at the moment of what's going on, because nobody knows what to do. Everyone's got theories and ideas, but nobody knows. And I think in 10 years' time, we're going to look back at this and see a lot of people stumbling around trying to work out a way of getting it right. But I think the one thing that's got to happen is that there's got to be some kind of education thing in schools pretty soon about the importance of copyright and the importance it is to the people who create it, their livelihood, what it means, so that kids will get a bit of an appreciation of what it is, and guys they're going to school with, just like they're going to be musicians and creators, other guys are going to be, plumbers and lawyers and electricians. You don't want to go and get your tap fixed and not get paid for it. Yeah. It's the same thing. You don't want someone to just download your music and not pay for it. So it's got to be an education thing, I think, that's got to kick in, and I think that's an area that's largely untapped at the moment.
Yeah. Now, where do you think we need to head to sort of tap into that area and educate us? Apart from educating kids at school, leavers as well. People in that age bracket of like 18 to the 26-year-olds that are they're holding up major radio stations. They've got that demographic there. Yeah. But they're out of that part where we can educate them directly, because we're not getting them to go to school every day.
Yeah, I know, and there's a whole generation that we've lost.
Yeah, that's
that like you were saying, they've got so used to, for the last 10 years, of downloading and free downloading. We've almost lost them, but unfortunately they're going to be the parents soon, and they've got to educate kids, so it's got to be the kids almost educating the parents.
Yeah.
Because we can't give up on copyright. There's so many people saying, you've got to give music away for free, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. for me, that's absolutely the last resort. You know, you've got to keep placing a value on it, otherwise it just has no value, you know, and suddenly it's just part of the atmosphere. A lot of people say that's the reality. I want to fight that for as long as we possibly can, you know, just to keep the artist relevant as an owner and a creator of what they do.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it's turning around. At all of these conferences, the more we talk about it, the more we become aware and ideas are thrown around. But I guess discussing this, you need to come to an answer. And I think a lot of the time when not particularly these panels here, but in other events that we've been to, there's a lot of talk, but there's never any conclusion.
That's right.
And that's a dangerous thing, getting all of these important people together. They do talk about it, yes, and they do like to talk about it, yes. Do they come to a conclusion? Pretty much never.
No, that's right.
And it always ends up open-ended.
Yeah, because no one has an answer. There is no definitive answer. We're in an area now where beforehand you had CDs and you had a finite number of things. What we're talking about now is things that are created by code, and code can always be broken. Code can always be copied. It can always be duplicated. So we're never going to get back to a position where everybody pays for it all the time. And we didn't with blank cassettes and things like that. But there's always going to be a huge chunk of people that will never pay. They think music is free, and that's what they think it should be. And there's always going to be people who will always be able to download. But we've just got to chip away, keep chipping away at the people understanding that what they're doing by this, they're affecting people's livelihoods. And you can't think about the Lady Gagas and the Keishas and all these people who are making a lot of money. It's not them I'm worried about. It's the bands who are here today, you know, the people who need it to make a living and at that second and third tier that need to be able to hang on to that and be paid for what they create and do. So it's really important. So these things are good, you know, the push is, you know, great because they're creating that environment for kids to get out and play in a safe environment and, you know, get their music heard, and it's all this is really good, and everyone's talking about it and becoming more aware of it. So, you know, we've got to keep doing it. Got to keep flying the flag.
And on that note, I'll let you go, Paul.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you very much for your time, and I'm sure we'll bump into you again at one of these music conferences.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much.
Paul O'Gorman here from it's at Face the Music for Rock City Networks and The Push.